Good morning, Diablo Immortal family. We've got some new information available about what's to come in Diablo Immortal. This is found through the data mine, through lines of code, as well as an update to the Blizzard patch notes itself. If we actually go and we take a look here, the first bit of information you can see here is a line of code was found in the data called used to upgrade equipment obtained by salvaging equipment found in Hell 5 or higher. If you actually look in the game, you can see Hell 5 goes to Paragon 600. Considering we're over halfway towards that at the moment, it would stand to logic that the game's not going to end just in a few months once the Paragon levels get higher. And for that reason, it does in fact seem obvious that new Hell difficulties are coming, but this line of code is seeming to confirm that. Kind of on the same line of logic, here's another line of code used to upgrade secondary Slav equipment obtained by completing Challenge Rifts 200 or higher. Well, if you look in the game right now, people are already starting to beat Challenge Rift 200. If we go to the leaderboards and we actually just look here, you can see Challenge Rift 200 is starting to be accomplished by the Wells, meaning the people who are not Wells will slowly be increasing their combat rating and getting to that point as well. The Wells clear the path first. You can see the first clear rewards here. People actually beat Challenge Rift 200 all the way right here as of the 1st of this month. So we are, 2 weeks past when somebody cleared Challenge Rift 200 for the absolute first time. And while we're here, I would just like to point out, I am in fact on the leaderboard for the very first clear for Challenge Rift 30. Not a big flex, but I have to have something. Now, the lines of code could be for referring to a few things, but upgrading equipment typically for me makes me think of the blacksmith, currently requires enchanted dust. And also, if we are talking about upgrading our secondary equipment, it requires these crystals. This could actually refer to the fact that they're coming up with new materials that you need to farm at a higher difficulty, since both of them seem to reference a difficulty higher than Hell 5 and Challenge Rifts higher than 200. That means we could get a new tier 2 version of a crystal and maybe a new tier 2 version of enchanted dust to limit break or whatever you want to call it further. The data miner posted some information also that was translated from the Chinese notes. You can see here it says the season tour will be resetting on the maintenance after December 14th, and after the maintenance on December 14th, a new season tour will be open and the rewards will be updated. This was actually confirmed by SimpleScribe, the NA community manager, because if you take a look here, they updated to say the hero's journey will be resetting following the server maintenance of our next major update on December 14th. So it looks like Blizzard is in fact confirming the date. Your existing hero's journey chapter progress will be reset. This is having a very mixed reaction within the community, because if it resets in 20 days, I was absolutely not aware of this and have absolutely not been working on the hero's journey. There are some things like the zone events that could absolutely take a while, and going into Challenge Rift, Chapter 4 here, there's also things like the Legacy of the Herodrum, the Heliquaries, there's, Cycle of Strife, map exploration, even 100% exploration in 2 zones. So there's multiple things within the chapters that can take some time to do. So some people are getting upset that it's not clear that it was going to get reset and they didn't have the opportunity to work on it. This is a double-edged sword. I can understand the argument, but there's also the argument that resetting this means we once again get these rewards, Legendary Crest, Platinum, etc. So for me, it's a mixed bag. Also, these challenges are pretty difficult. Collecting monstrous essence to reveal 40 pages, etc. Getting the new pages is pretty rough. The RNG required for that is pretty rough. No information on whether or not the portal and the cosmetic frame, etc. that you've earned through the hero's journey goes away, or if there will be a new one available. That's all to be determined. As we get closer to the actual date, I'll be talking about this more, but because there is, in fact, it looks like confirmed new Hell difficulties coming to the game as we assumed, I would start stacking the Fable Wisp 5, and hopefully they allow you to trade these from 5 to 6, just like they do from 4 to 5 and 3 to 4, etc., etc. For this reason, you can almost farm Hell 6 gear now in a weird way. They actually have a ROG 6 phone, which is pretty cool looking. And in that phone comes a map of essentially, Westrum or whatever this place is called, right? I forget exactly what the mainland's called. And you can highlight it with a flashlight, which will show highlighted portions. These are the highlighted portions actually highlighted for you, and we're not really sure what that represents. It could literally just be a cosmetic thing for the phone. It could mean something for the update. I thought maybe it was referring to the Crimson Slags, but there's plenty of areas on this map that we have not explored at all yet, so that's to be determined as well. 3 new images for legendary gems. The ones on the side here, these are updates to Zodstone and Chain Death, basically just visual updates. But the one in the middle is supposedly new, so we're not quite sure what this is. The data on the data mine is incomplete as it stands. This is the only string of code that actually means anything. It says event dropped, update, legendary gem, maximum star, 5-star, probability increased. Olo's will or something dropped, Heartfire, etc. Not really sure what any of this means. These sound like new legendary gems, but again, we don't really have anything that's worth mentioning right now. The only thing I suppose is there's 2 5-star legendary gems is what it looks like. Here's the latest thing that Blizzard has officially updated. This is actually in their patch notes. You can see it right here, Hero's Journey Reset. There's where they talk about the reset, but they also mention following the server maintenance of our next major update on December 14th. So this is directly in their patch notes, and you can read it, not data mine or anything. So it is looking like there will be a major update on December 14th, so I'll definitely be checking it out on that day. One thing I don't understand is in the latest patch notes, they say looking for the newest round of hotfixes, but if you actually go to the bugs and hotfixes, it hasn't been updated since November 1st, so there is no bugs or hotfixes. Also, this is kind of random, but this update right here, the family attribute bonus update, I've been testing this out. I reforged to a bunch of Hydras, and honestly, that update is pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the 13-second cooldown, there's Hydras everywhere right now, baby. I'm actually really liking that. In-game, the new round of events is here. Hungry Moon is here one more time. We get another pearl, but check this out. This time in the Hermit's Collection, you actually get a mystery set item. So they're starting to give us green items in other ways, which honestly I love to see. Love to see you guys take it one further, and the first goblin every day drops you 1 green item. I know you guys don't want green items to drop that common outside dungeons because we need dungeons to, have some usefulness, but if you can only get 1 green item a day from the first goblin a day, just like you can get a legendary from the first ancient a day, I actually think that would make the first goblin super exciting for people. And you can also scale it with each difficulty. So if you're in Hell 4, you'll get Hell 4 one, Hell 5, you get Hell 5 one, etc. It will kind of help the people climb through the combat rating and catch up, which is kind of a problem for people starting the game in this day and age. It is also my understanding from the way it is worded that these items, green items you earn from places other than the dungeon, do not get turned into wisps. That's what my understanding was from the code. So because of that, I would say be careful you don't crunch this by, just real quick thinking you're going to get a wisp. Just double check that and make sure that's the case. Last little bit here is, I addressed this in the full video, but everyone basically said I was making a mountain out of a molehill because I was talking about some Reddit drama. And if you look here, this is the pile of gems, 2 of each gem. You only get 12 total gems. It's not 2 of each gem times the 12, etc. So just keep aware, if you're buying this, it's 12 normal gems, 2 of each total. I have purchased and confirmed this myself. That is all of the roundup in terms of all of the bits of information, data mine speculation. Again, it is speculation and data mine, but the guy hasn't been wrong yet. So that's it. Leave a like if you want, subscribe if you want more updates and daily Diablo Immortal information. I am still hard locked in making Diablo Immortal videos every single day for you guys. Love my community. Love y'all. See you in the next video.